Learning time, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, today's lesson is all about solving percent with the is over of method. Now, I'm going to have 3 different examples, but for each one, the equation stays the same. It does not change. So we have, I'll start on the right, going over what we did yesterday, the part that was clearly edited that you could hopefully see. Percent is always over 100. Yeah, I'm going to put it again. Percent is always over 100. No matter what, percent is over 100. Okay? I'm solving percent problems, so I'm going to need to know that information. So on the right side of my equation is the percent is always over 100. It's a lot of editing I have to do in 45 seconds. But on the other side of the equation, now I could use bigger terms, like I could use fraction terms and use part over whole, but that gets more confusing. So I'm just going to use the cheat code. Cheat code. Okay? So is over of. It's the numbers attached to the is and the of. They're literally going to be right next to them. Okay? So, in my first example, 24 is what percent of 32? So, look at the word what. What is your variable? And sorry, that's not a question. I'm literally telling you. The word what represents your variable. What? Percent. So what is the what attached to? Percent. So that's what it's asking us. That's where your variable goes. Purple doesn't really stand out against black, does it? So what? Percent. So your x is the percent because that's what we do not know. So that's where your x goes. Is the percent. This 100 never changes, okay? Never, ever, ever. Because percent is always over what? 100. Now, to go over what I meant with the is and the of. 24 is. 24 is. So the is 24. And the of, let's look at the end of the sentence, of what percent of 32? Sorry, that should not have a percent sign. That's on me. Okay? So 24 is, so the is becomes 24. What percent? What is our variable? The percent is our variable. Of 32. So the of is literally right next to the 32. It's going to be right next to it. Okay? Of 32. So the of becomes 32. And then from here, we know this. We know this. We know this. Okay? From the variable, you don't do that first. You do the opposite of the variable first. So 24 times 100, 2400. Sorry, 2400. 100 times 24. I'll do it in steps. I'll do it in steps this one time, but not the next time. So remember, baseball bat first. You can't hit the baseball if you don't have a baseball bat. 24 times 100 equals 2400. 2 zeros, 2 zeros. Now the baseball. Divide by the baseball. 2400 divided by 32. Divided by 32. I'll use a fraction bar like we saw yesterday to represent division. 2400 divided by 32 gives me x equals 75. Now it was asking what? What percent? So 75%. Now I'm going to do some magic editing so I can have the next one set up. Now, problem number 2. So, like I said, formula stays exactly the same. Formula does not change. Is over of equals percent over 100. Okay? Because percent is always over 100. So, look at the equation. The equation is, what is 4% of 350? I'm given a percent. I'm literally given a percent. So I'm going to replace the percent with the percent that it gives me. 4%. Now, look for the word what. What determines your variable? Literally, what determines your variable? It's not a question. The word what. It's attached to what word? Is. So if what is attached to the is now the variable. Okay? Is now the variable. Now, there's only one part of the sentence left. Of 350. So the of has to be 350. Baseball bat, baseball. 350. Clear. 350 times 4. 1,400 divided by 100. Now I could use calculator if I have to, but I'll use the zeros. Okay, I'll use the zeros. I'm dividing by 100. The 100 has 2 zeros, so I'm going to take away 2 zeros, leaving me an x of 14. In this one, we had to find our is. Previous one, we had to find our percent. And the next one, we have to find our of. Back for problem number 3. So, once again, I'm going to state it. Formula does not change. Is over of is equal to percent over 100, because percent is always over 100. You're going to get tired of hearing me saying that. So, our problem. 36 is 72% of what? It's giving us a percent. It's giving us a percent of 72%. So, this percent becomes 72. Look at the beginning part. 36 is. The is attached to what number? 36. The of. Now, like I said, look for the word what. What is attached to of. So that means of. It's going to have the x. Baseball bat. Hit the baseball. So I'm not going to use my calculator. I'm just going to use an understanding of zeros. 36 times 100 adds the 2 zeros to 36. 3,600. Then you divide by your baseball. That I'll use a calculator for. Even though I'm pretty sure x equals 50. So my of 50. 36 is 72% of 50. Okay, good. I got a lot of editing to do on this one. Hopefully it doesn't take me too long to get uploaded. And I got to make a worksheet for it too. So.